Well, hello everyone. Weeks of preparation are coming down to this moment tonight. It is round one of IRL Season 2. If you do not know who I am Callum G247. And the start of this season will be taking us to what looks as the sunny kind of sunshine of Albert Park here for the Boss Boxes Australian Grand Prix. If you're curious about Boss Boxes, it is a little thing like a loot crate box with games, accessories, controller grips, stickers and also new released games. If you want to find out more about Boss Boxes, then figure out more on Google, which is just Boss Boxes. And I mentioned I am Callum G247, but I will not be joined. I will not be joined. I will not be myself tonight. By myself tonight, I will also be joined by Antiv Beacon.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Excited for this first race of the season here for IRL. We've got majority of the drivers turning up. We've not got a full grid tonight, but 17 drivers, and it will definitely be an interesting one tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, first race of the new season, and everyone's been preparing for this for presumably quite a while. Should be a good race.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got most of the drivers coming out, and I've got news. It is going to be an all-drag race, so weather will definitely not be an impact here. For this race, I'm assuming that will keep most of the drivers happy.
Yeah. Obviously, it also opens up different tyre strategies in qualifying, so that's something we'll possibly be seeing. Actives coming out on the soft, so we could be starting on hard times.
Yeah, definitely. I've got a few drivers in the supers as well, so you did mention that tyre strategy will definitely could be a big impact here. We do actually probably have the majority of the grid out on the harder compounds of either super softs or softs. The tyre compound here for Australia is all softs, supers and softs, so it is more of the kind of softer compound we will see here for Australia.
Yes, so there's a couple of cars obviously out. Most of the grid, as you said, they're all on the hard compound tyres. All the cars near enough route, except a couple of cars in pits. Axe gives the first person to start his lap. So, okay.
If you were to go actually take us on board with a lap round, Albert Park here with Axev if you want to take away.
Yeah, so it goes into fifth gear for the first corner, and it wants to go a bit wide on the exit. He's taking a fairly good line. Obviously now coming into turn 3. It's a good on the braking, bit of a lock up, but it's very fine, fairly slow in the corner, speed is still okay. No real drama so far. Going to turn 5. Ooh, running a little bit wide, got to be carefully inside the curves instead of straight into the wall on the exit. Good, brake to 6, 7. Quickly corner that, you can gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time. Now coming into the heavy braking in the next turn. Done into third gear. It's a fairly good line, not too bad. Now here's one of the hardest bits of the track. You want to be very careful and also as aggressive as you can get away with these accidents. Obviously got a bit less grip on the soft tyre and it's an alright line. This looks like it's going to be an okay lap. Go into the final sector now. Really fast corner, you want to take it full throttle for as long as you can. Now heavy braking for the penultimate corner. Hard left, and then you'll be on the throttle as early as you can and keep it planted for as long as you can on the exit. Activate DRS, and then it's straight to the line. And Active sets a 1 minute 22.6. So let's see if that's any good. Oh, we have just Mr. P now, of course, on quicker as well on his ultras.
Yep, and then also Chaz Williams comes at a second place, making that a provisional 1-2 here for the Renault boys, but obviously on the softest compound Axev there, our reigning champion, we should definitely mention, on the hardest compound available, even though it is the soft compound. So I think if we'll probably see him go out on a probably softer compound near the end of this qualifying session, and I'm sure we'll be able to beat that time as Ferrari F1 team goes up at the P2, and also don't forget about failed to find C stealth on the P6 as well on the super softs. So I think that is the majority of drivers finishing their laps now.
Will's about to cross the line on his lap.
Yeah, that's P6. Just beat the C stealth on the super soft, but he's the slowest out of the ultra soft runners, so it's not great there for TTH. Well, I'm sure he wants to improve. Optic Blaze up at the P7 on the soft compound, not bad from there. Yeah, you've mentioned it there, Kaiser Bob 121 flat there, great lap there by the McLaren man. He had great pace in the practice this week and he's continuing that there on the softest compound. Great lap there by a McLaren driver.
That was a very good lap. I saw the end of it. It was near enough flat through the final corner, got a lot of speed.
Yeah, I'm just going on board with Lee Pratt, the Force India driver who came third in the championship last season. Wants to try and improve on that, maybe try and challenge the big boys for this championship. Coming round the last corner now in fourth gear, slight lift off onto this back straight. Want to get a great exit as possible here. Short run down to the line. What does Lee say? It is a 121.5, but nowhere near Kaiser Bob's time, a full 5/10 off that. So definitely needs to improve this time if he wants to have a chance of pole. Scartrick's up into P4 as well, I think. I don't think I mentioned that on the soft side. He really beats that curve time on the soft side. So really showing some good pace there.
Yeah, Lee had some understeer out of the final corner and really did potentially ruin his lap a bit, but it's still pretty solid lap time, obviously in P2 by a good half second at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. That is a big gap. I'm just on board with JJ Rock now. He's just started his lap there on the soft compound. He is, I think, was he in the Sauber last season? I think he's in the Renault last season. So him and Axkev have joined forces to be in the Sauber this season. Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Two very quick drivers. So I think they will be really looking to try and challenge and try and win this Constructors this season. But Rubberneck and Scartrix, I think they're in the Haas, and are two really quick drivers as well. So I think they will be the main rivals between Haas and Sauber for this Constructors, but you never know. Don't rule any other teams out. You never know how this season could play off their yellow flags.
I'm trying to see who that is. There's a Renault there, so that's, yeah, sector one, I think it's a Renault, maybe. Just missed Peanut. He caught him, he was going quite slow on the exit of the first couple of corners, so he's had a little moment. Yeah, as you said, it's going to be a good championship battle, I hope, and Constructors as well. It's going to be an important thing, because whether the drivers actually do decide that they want to fight for the Constructors or not, it's going to be an interesting thing that could lead to a couple of very, very good races.
Yeah, now JJ Rock just comes across line here, puts off at a P5, a 122 flat, beating his teammate by 6/10 on the soft compound, so Axkev really off the pace here on that soft compound. It might have been a poor lap.
That was a good lap.
Really good lap actually, I think. Actually fast chip. He's actually quickest out the soft runners and nearly quicker than Rubbernecker on the super soft, so really impressive there from JJ Rock. A good way to kick off his campaign, even though it's only qualifying.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting, because we have obviously the soft runners probably now going to start doing their super soft runs if they do choose to start on slightly harder compound. I'm expecting JJ and Scar and Max as well to all go onto the supers to do their actual lap. And obviously, because they've set very good lap times on the soft, you'd expect half a second improvement in what's going on there.
Just missed a Peanut coming out of turn one there. He got blocked. And then Renault, Toro Rosso, I think it was Jacko, number one, and that is not good there. I think that could be a little wee penalty coming in Jacko number one's way. That was not great. They just didn't really see him coming. That mistakes happen, don't they? So yeah, but you just need to forget about that and get on with it. And then Mr. Peanut's got damage. He'll need to go into the pits and try and get that fixed before the end of the session.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, because of course if you come out of the pits, last thing some drivers expect is another car to come out of nowhere, and it's a really easy mistake to make, and it's very unfortunate, because that's the set of tyres gone.
Yeah, exactly that. I think TDHL's out about to start lap as well. Let's hope the Mercedes man can improve for our Hibs. Chances to try to sneak into the top 10. And something I would just quite like to mention, there is also a tier 2. It is actually started an hour before this. It does not get streamed, but it means all drivers, no matter where they are in the championship, really need to kind of step up to another level, because they're going to have some extremely quick drivers, the likes of Kimmy. I know Morgs, the man I used to commentate with last season, is in that, and they're extremely quick drivers, and there's probably even more drivers that I don't know that could be quick and just looking for a seat in this tier 1. So, you know, drivers all over the grid really do need to try and perform to kind of keep this seat in this tier 1.
Yeah, there's some very good drivers in this tier, and there's definitely some that will be looking over their shoulder potentially for some tier 2 drivers, so it's extra incentive to push that bit harder. And all Will's run really far wide on in the Lietta's section on his hot lap.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that is gonna be an improvement for the Mercedes driver. He coming into second last corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes into the pits and he does. Yeah, he's bodied that lap.
Yeah, no, he lost a lot of time there. It's very unfortunate as well.
Yeah, definitely. As we've got Lee and Kaiser both in the lap, as Kaiser Rob's actually coming to the end of his lap here, round the second last corner here. Round the last corner, he's got to keep it flat for the way, short shift onto fifth, gets an alright exit here, coming onto the start finish straight now. It's going to be an improvement by how much is that? 123, 2/10 of improvement there, extends that gap even more to Lee Pratt there, and it is looking very comfortable for Kaiser Rob so far.
Yeah, and I caught the end of that. It was very good final section at least. So yeah, it's a very, very big lead. That's over a second to the next car. So if anyone can catch that, it's going to be very impressive.
Definitely, but do not rule out some of these drivers on the soft compounds. Optic Blades, Axe Curve, Scartrix and JJ Rocks all set their times on the soft compound. But I'm assuming that they're going to go out in the supers near the end of this session. I'm assuming that's how they do it.
Yeah, Axe Curve's interesting out on the set softs.
Lee just comes across the line and improves by 3/10, but still nowhere near that McLaren driver of Kaiser Bob. That is extremely impressive by Kaiser Bob. 120.3 could be seen getting the 19s. It would be impressive, but it could definitely be possible here. But he's looking very comfortable there. Out on pole, it is looking comfortable so far for Kaiser Bob.
Right, it's Axe Curve on his lap. I don't know if he's on a hot lap or not, because he's only in high ERS mode. Also isn't Toro Rosso right on the inside there. Jack number 1 again, he's right on the inside.
I'm intrigued why he's on the softs again though. He's already set that lap on the softs and he's only going to have softs available once, so
yeah, no, I'm surprised.
It's just kind of extra wear. It's just kind of extra wear. I'm not too sure the thinking of him. He might not have meant to go out in the softs. That's maybe my.
If he comes back in at the end of the lap, no, he's carrying on, so he's going to finish the laps and obviously thinks he's improving. But because he's outside of the top 10, nearly had a massive snap posted and lost into the wall correcting it. That was very close. But obviously, I know he's top 10 now, so these are the tyres he would be starting on if it ends this way. And obviously, now they're quite warm.
Failed to find something at P3, by the way. It's like a great lap there from the Red Bull driver. Again, not getting to challenge Kaiser Bob for this pole. No one's got anywhere near this time, but it is still in the top 5, and I'm sure he'll be very happy with that time. But he's still got time, and there's still time for others to improve. So I need to improve if he wants to keep that third place.
Yeah, I'm watching Optic Blaze at the moment, and his forcing gears coming through the final set. I know he's on a warm-up lap actually, so he's about to be starting his lap. He's on soft tyres as well. That's his best in so. He's currently on the super soft tyres. I thought my screen was lying to me there, but it's not. Yeah, Steve's going to be starting his lap now. So anyone else is. Yeah, Axe Curve is out.
Axe Curve tyres. Do you think? I think that might have been. Was that maybe?
Was that by choice or was it an accident? Let's see.
Yeah, I think it could be deliberate. There's no yellow flags out on track, so I think our championship, the man that wants to retain his championship, decide to start on the softs very far down the grid. It might not even be a top 10 position if Optic Blades and TDHL can improve. Even Dizzy Haskell still to set a lap here. He's just coming out now, so this could be likely that our championship winner last season could be starting outside the top 10 in the first race of the season here. Optic Blades still on a lap here. We've still got TDHL who's also on a lap. We've got Dizzy Haskell still needs to set a lap behind them. Ferrari F1 team and Scartrix still need to set a lap. I'm assuming they'll go out again. So it is looking quite unlikely that Axe Curve is going to start inside the top 10 here.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Yeah, it's interesting to see what has happened. It did seem to be a deliberate retirement because I couldn't see this car anywhere out on track. So I was watching a couple of the other cars completing their laps, so I don't know what went on there. Oh, yellow in sector 2. What's going on there? I'm just on board with Optic Blades here. The Force Indy driver on the super soft tyre here, coming round the last corner here, wants to try and launch himself
onto the last corner here. Is a short run down into turn into the start finish line here. He's going to launch himself up into P5, demotes Axe Curve down into P10, and that is an extremely good lap there from Optic Blades.
Obviously, people are like Star Trek's behind him. Potentially, when he'll be starting inside the top 10. At this point, Axel probably doesn't want to start in the top 10 because he'll be on those warm, soft tyres. Just obviously not brilliant.
No, it's definitely not ideal.
Who is on that lap at the moment? It's just Mr. Peanut finishing a lap now. I think he is not quite flat through the final corner, so it might not be.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is finishing. I think he's starting a lap. Yeah, he is.
He's got no ERS left, so I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, JJ's out in Superl and Scartrix has got Super Swifted.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see what JJ and Scartrix can do. Because obviously, it's very good laps on the soft tyres. If you give a 1.5 second improvement roughly, they're going to be right up there.
Just on the TDHL here. Just finishing his lap here, he's going to run out of ERS most likely. Obviously comes out of braking zone, does save a little bit of ERS, but it could be likely that he does run out. He's got 11%, but he runs wide here, coming out the penultimate corner, and he's going to dive into the pits, and that'll be his qualifying session over. He's not going to have enough time, so it's going to be a poor qualifying session for TDHL. He's probably going to start about P13, it might be even lower if we can see Dizzy Haskell making an improvement on his lap here, coming into the final sector here, 4th gear, and that's a slightly slow exit here, but he's going to put it into 5th gear. Try and keep the foot flat there. There's two cars
a bit of traffic forcing the on the exit.
Gets nicely out of the way, but I think I might have put him off slightly here. 4th gear through the last corner, slightly slower than we've seen others in the exit here, but it will be a lap set for Dizzy Haskell. Where does it put me? Puts him P14. It's a 10th off his teammate TDHL here, so slight disappointment for Dizzy Haskell.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate qualifying for the Mercedes pair, but obviously they've still got 3 cars behind them and get to start on fresh tyres and tyres of their choice, so potentially they could be driving forward in the actual race.
JJ Olsen up here is 3/10 up, so let's see for his hopes he can also improve. Scartrix, another extremely quick driver in this league, also in the lap in the Super, so it's really a lot of pressure now being put on this man here and JJ. They've got 1 lap to make a good lap here. If they ruin it, that could be their qualifying session over and starting well below the way outside the top 10, or even at the kind of later kind of stage of the top 10. Leave Praz about to start a lap, I think, or is he on a lap? He's about to start a lap. Kaiser Bob is on a lap as well. The man is dominating.
Runs out of the ERX to the final straight. Where does he end up? Up in 3rd. Wow.
It's extremely impressive as Kaiser Bob comes into the pits. I think his lap was a bit too slow than he wanted. The man that is in professional pole is going to dive into the pits, so he's going to be vulnerable like any others with this track evolution, but it is looking very comfortable so far. But do not look really at Scartrix. He's coming into the final section now. The man that has jumped to Haas this season, he was so close to winning the championship last season, but he really wants to make a start for it this season. He said to me practice this week, he wants a win, and he'll be disappointed if he does not win here in Australia. Let's see what it is. He runs slightly wide coming at the last corner here, but he comes across like it puts him P2.
Wow, that's a very good lap.
5/10 still off Kaiser Bob, but it's on the super soft tyres. That's incredible pace there from Scartrix. You just said it there on the supers. Better race tyre, and what a lap
F1
there.
team puts himself up into the top 10 on his ultra softs on his last one. That's a good win. Yeah, that's an amazing lap on super soft tyres, and yeah, definitely, potentially one of my favourites for a race now.
Yeah, definitely. He said to me in practice this week that he'll be disappointed if he doesn't win. He said even 2nd place that'd be a failure. So he wants this win, and that's a great way to set off your kind of example. JJ Rock and P4 though on the super soft tyres. I'm going to quickly run you through the qualifying order here for this Australian Grand Prix. Kaiserslautern puts it on a very convincing pole position here, followed by Scartrix in second place, but on the super soft tyres, Lee Pratt in third place, JJ Rocks in fourth place on the supers, Just Mr. Peanut, Field Defiance, Optic Blades, Rubbernecker, Chaz Williams, and then Ferrari F1 team rounds out the top 10. Jacko number 1 in P11, our reigning champion Alex Kevin 12th, the Mercedes drivers in 13th and 14th, C Style 15th, Newbie Newton 16th, and Super Shippy in 17th.
Yeah, hopefully going to be a very good race. We've got a good mix of tyres and a good mix of drivers as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely.
Do you know formation laps on for this?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Right, give us a chance to.
Yep, and I'm just going to check what tyres the drivers outside the top 10 are on. So Jacko's, I think they've all fitted supers, but we need to make sure if they confirm that.
Yeah, I think supers are the best ones. If you go for these softs, that's going to be the alternate starting tyre, and that could work better. Slower at the start, quicker at the end.
Yeah, I think the majority of drivers do like to be quicker at the end. Personally, myself, I would choose to go soft to supers, but we'll need to see when they confirm it. No drivers have readied up just yet.
No. Oh, we have TJ Will has readied up his first one.
Yep, very confident, so I think that'll... There we go, Big Morgs 6908, the man that I was doing commentary with last season, has just joined our session. Yeah. So there's his 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of people still haven't readied up. This bit is vital. This is the pre-race where you need to focus on what tyres you're going to start on, your strategy, your fuel, and it's very, very important. Going, yeah, formation lap.
So the outside the top 10 are on super softs. So C South and Super Shippy are going to try and do soft to super, so they want to be quicker at the end of the race. Yeah. So definitely could work out there. Yeah, but it is a long way back to try and get some points for these two drivers, and it will definitely be interesting. Rubberneck has been disqualified from the formation lap.
Yeah, that's a really good mix of tyres. This is going to be... Oh, there's a big contact between the Ferrari and the Renault in the background. We'll never get to it. But yeah, it's a good mix of tyres, and then there's going to be some people a lot quicker in the second half of their stint compared to the people on the ultra soft runners. And definitely watch out for Stealth and Shippy, because they're on the stops, and if they have good pace, it's going to be rather encouraging for the people who are starting on the supers to get away with the stop.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll be interesting to see these drivers on the ultras. Can they stretch out their stunts to make the one-stop work here? Or will they opt for the two-stop? It might be interesting to see. Will we see a few drivers go for the two-stop strategy here? Is Kaiser Bob's really backing up the pack? He's went into Ghost there, going that slow as JJ's been disqualified. That's not good for his tyre warm-up. Obviously, super soft compound, so you really want the best warm-up possible for your race, and yeah, that's not ideal as he's on the harder compound, so we're probably going to see the likes of Lee Pratt. Keep an eye on him, that pink Force India car. Sorry, my control disconnected. Force India car, watch him at the start here. He's on the ultra soft tyres and Gartrix in the supers, so definitely keep an eye on him at the start. I think we might see Scartrix and JJ drop down a little bit due to the fact that they are on a harder compound, but do not rule them out just yet. And I'm going to lead you away to do the start.
Yes, so we are getting ready for the start of the new season, and this is going to be incredibly interesting. So we have a ultra soft runner starting alongside a super soft runner. You have the McLaren and you have the Haas. It's going to be interesting who will get the best start and who can lead down into turn one. Final cars are lining up onto the grid now. Try to get a camera view. There we go. Wait for the lights. And we are go for the new season, and all think the McLaren's got the best start, so that means Kaiser's got the best start. Oh, Lee Pratt's on the outside. No, he's not going to be able to make it. There's a lot of cars going up and back, going around and back. Oh, Lee Pratt's in the wall right off the start. He's going to be dropping right down to the back of the grid. There's debris flying over grass. This is interesting. There's a lot of cars moving. Oh, dive bomb from DDH. Will takes two free positions there. Who's out at lead? Kaiser Bob's got right behind him Scartrix on the super soft tyre. Scar cuts corner a little bit there, runs that a bit wide, it's fine. Already pulled out a gap to Fatal Defiance with 1.5 already. Oh, and we have this pressure safety car.
Yeah, that was really, that caught out Charles Williams there right at the back of Rubbernecker there. And he's got a 5-second stop go for it. That's so cool there for the Scotsman. And what a chaotic start we had. Lee Pratt spinning off at the start. He's dropped all the way down at P10. That's come up into P8. JJ Rock in P4. Yeah, he had a bad start now.
He's just stopped.
Yeah, I seen him at the very start, very far off the track. As Dizzy Haskell putting up a 5-second stop go. Optic Blazers left the session. He's gave up. Not a great way to start his season at all there. I'm assuming we'll be going very soon, but Kaiserbob retains this P1 followed by Scartrix close behind. Fatal Defiance is an electric start up into P3, gains 3 positions. JJ Rock stays in P4, Mr. Peanut stays in P5, Rubbernecker up to it for P6, Chaz Williams in P7 that 5-second stop go. Atskev, the reigning champion, up into P8, and then we are racing as well.
Jacko's
That's Lee up into P9. Yep, Jacko's launched into the pits here. He must have got a bit of damage. I'm surprised we didn't see. I'm surprised we did not see Chaz Williams either. And up at the front, can Scartrix make a move here on Kaiserbob? I don't think he'll make a move for this time for the back.
Defiance has run really far wide on the X, and that's invited pressure from JJ Rock, just as Peanut and Robert. So this is going to be. Oh, that was off track. He's in the grass. Oh, he somehow held control of that. That was very impressive, but he's lost position to Axel, who's now up into P6.
Sorry, just sitting there here. JJ Rock, he's took control of that Fatal Defiance mistake here. Justin Master, he's going to try down the inside. Either through that corner there. It was never going to work out. There was contact between all 3 drivers here. JJ Rock up into P3, Fatal Defiance down into P4. Mr. Peanut, that bold move did not work. He's now under pressure from JJ Rock's teammate Axkev here. He's going to think about it for another lap. But now Rubbernecker is now trying all over the back axle. He's on the grass, but he managed to keep control, and it has not been a great lap there for Rubbernecker at all. Just with Peanut looking for him at Fatal Defiance, but not yet. Lee Pratt and Chaz Williams looking pretty close there, but Lee Pratt looking to try and get by Chaz Williams fairly soon. Looks like he has a little bit quicker than the Scotsman here, but up ahead, look at this train forming behind JJ Rock here. But I'm assuming if he can get enough Fatal Defiance, he's not JJ Rock. Kaiserbob sets fast lap, and now that's Lee Pratt, Chaz Williams in the pits. That is that front wing damage we've seen earlier. He's now using that to go into the pits here. So
interesting to see
a very chaotic start. Sorry to interrupt you again. Axkev just missed the Peanut for P5. Mr. Peanut had a very bad exit from turn 1 here. It's Axkev going to launch it round the outside here. Mr. Peanut just keeps it in the middle of the track and he's going to contain P5 for another lap.
Yeah, no, as I said before, it's really interesting with Bob's not actually pulling away from Stars. This is going to be, well, it's very damning for Kaiser, because he's probably going to lose his position sometime soon. As his tyres start to get worse and worse, Scartrix is going to be near enough where they were at the start. We're a little bit sliding in the exit, but it's not looking too bad for Scar at the moment.
Yeah, Axkev all over the back of just Mr. Peanut here. Is he going to try and move into turn 10 here, but just Mr. Peanut is looking for it and Fatal Defiance. He's going to try round outside. He gets squeezed into the wall here. That could be damage if the Renault man is going to leave him vulnerable here. So Axkev, he's got slipstream now and just Mr. Peanut. He's going to try it round outside the Fatal Defiance here. What a move this is going to be from Mr. Peanut if he can make it, but he might have damage to the front wing in that Renault. Round outside here, can Fatal Defiance dive it back down the outside? He makes a move, but Mr. Peanut has been shoved off the track here. Axkev up at the P5. Mr. Peanut has dropped. He's going to try and make a move back on the Renault driver of Axkev, but Axkev is up at the P5. Peanut dropped down at P6. Rubbernecker getting very out of sorts here. And the last corner is now going to be vulnerable to Lee Pratt there, who's made the move on. Actually, no, he's never. He's up at the P8 though. Can he make it P7 down at turn 1? Third gear really wants to try and get the car stopped. He's going to get vulnerable.
Kaiser at the moment at the front.
Yep.
Yeah, he just tries to go around the outside of that corner. Oh, Kaiser's really, really wild on the exit. That was very loose.
Yeah, definitely Axkev all over the back of Fatal Defiance as well there.
Oh yes. Is he going to go for
right, I'm going to invite Optic Blades now, so apologies to anyone on the stream. There we go.
Right, I'll just come on. So we have Axkev on Fatal Defiance even, sorry. He can't quite make it. He's gonna, oh, there's a yellow flag.
Wait, Scartrix with the mistake, he's down at P3. Yeah, he's got damage as well in his front wing, and he must have made contact.
P4 now.
Has he made contact?
I don't know what happened. I just see the yellow flag. Yeah, he's got wing damage, so I'm assuming it was either he's lost the rear on the exit or there's been contact.
Oh,
So
Rubbernecker on Lee Pratt here down the inside. It's round 2 for these two. He's going to go off the track. Lee Pratt's going to get him on the exit, I think. There, it's a good move there. And further up, Fatal Defiance and Just Must Have Been all going at it here. This is allowed Changing Up to really push off at the distance here. He's pits. And the pits there for the Red Bull driver. He's done an extremely good job there, holding up the majority of the drivers, and that's going to set Atsker free here and chase down his teammate of JJ Rocks.
It's already 6 second gap. That's
Startrix in the pits as well.
Oh yes, yeah, so he had wing damage. Yeah, that actually was a big gap to pull in. And actually JJ Rocks already catching up with it. He should
now
be
see Stealth down the inside of Ferrari F1 team here into turn 2. It's been a brave move here. He's on the softs compared to Ferrari F1 team on the Ultra. He's going to try it round outside here. He's going to make the move stick. What a move there from Ferrari F1 team. Ferrari F1 team really must be struggling in these tyres by now, because that's what a move there now. Newby Newton maybe able to catch up on his teammate as well. Yeah, he did as well, but he's going to maybe be able to keep the move in P7. But now Newby Newton can make the move here on his teammate Ferrari F1 team, not into this corner. But can he get it on the exit, on the entry at turn 10 and 11? I don't think he will. Or will he?
3 second time penalty for Ferrari F1 team as well. And Rubber got one as well.
That corner a bit there.
So yeah, Rubber and Ferrari F1 team have Rubber's right on the back of the Pratt here.
And Super Shippy's out. I'm going board with this Haskell. It is on the exit of that at turn 11.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, he's lost it on the exit.
On that curb, that is brutal. And that is him out of the race. That is disappointment there for the Toros driver. Jack number 1 nearly hits his teammate there.
Okay, nearly went into it.
That would have been a double disaster there for the man in numbers. I've just seen that's 2 Ferrari here. Down into turn 1 here, Newby Newton round the outside. He's made the move here. A little bit of team orders maybe in play there, but Newby Newton picks up penalty for good luck going round outside there. And that is now
Rock is right on the back of Kaiser Bob now.
Yeah, Kaiser must be struggling those ultras. It looks like it anyway. The ultras must be coming to the end of their life now. As the looks of it, as you see in the top left of the screen here, he is on the ultras. Did 5 laps on the ultras, but surely you could do more than that.
Yeah.
Or is the supers just coming into your own now, because I've seen it with, was it Ferrari, Newby Newton on Ferrari front team and C Stealth as well. So JJ Rock here, can he make the move here? Can they get a good exit? Look at the speedy Kai's more than Kai's up here. He might make the move here. DRS will be activated.
He's not using it.
No, he's not using it.
He's running outside. Can he hold it? No, he's run off. Oh, he's on the grass a bit there. Nearly contact.
Yeah, Kai's are really kind of defending this position hard there. If JJ just used that DRS, I think he just kind of forgot about there. But he does have DRS here down at turn 1. Well, Kai's a pit. He does pit. I think this could be a 2-stop here for Kai's Bob.
Yeah, what time
if you want to keep an eye on that. If you want to keep an eye on that, I'll see if anything else is happening.
Oh yeah, I'll watch him.
Rubbernecker and Lee Pratt here for what will now be P3, because someone else pit. Yeah, Kai just must have been pit as well. So what could be P3? Rubbernecker down the inside here of the Force-India driver. Lee's just going to allow it here. He's got to get in the grass. It's a big moment there for the Force-India driver. Chaz Williams is out of the race as well. That's really disappointment there for the Toro Rosso man. That is very disappointing. Not a great way to start his season at all there. And that is Fatal Defiance going down the inside of Dizzy Haskell. What, he must have had damage in, surely. Fatal Defiance is, sorry, Fatal Defiance and Dizzy nearly making contact there. While Fatal Defiance will try and get in on to try it round the side, breaks so much later than Mercedes driver there. What a move there from the Red Bull man is now the next man is just must have been up to try and get that move done, and it could even mitigate all the back. He'll have to lift off, and while he's sent down the inside here, he looks at it, but he's going to think better of it. And then we'll try and set up a move fairly soon.
Of course, on this game,
obviously, yeah, definitely you do want to be careful with things like, was it lag bubbles, things like that. He's thinking he's going to try it round outside Dizzy. He's a bad exit out of the corner and he's going to squeeze. He sees a slum wall gap and he goes for it. Very brave there from the Renault driver. He goes round outside, and that is now P10 for Dizzy Haskell, up to P9 from Just Must Have Been. What an audacious move that was. But what a move it was indeed. He's now got DRS on Fatal Defiance. So we'll keep an eye on that move as well. Newby Newton up into the back of C Stealth as well. This could have been another battle developing. C Stealth getting on the grass a little bit there.
Yeah.
But Newton's not getting any DRS for time being now. Kaiserbob all over the back of Dizzy Haskell as well. Dizzy seems to be struggling a little bit compared to these front runners.
Yeah, stuff that comes exit from turn 1 there is potentially inviting newbie Newton into it, but he's just a bit too far back to go for it. He's got to stop saving IRL soon. He's down on 20%, so...
Yeah, definitely.
And his tyres going to be
a few drivers quite low ERS. Just keeping an eye on them, but now Kaiser all over the back of Dizzy Haskell. Can he make this move done? Ferguson will need to if he wants to get his race going. Obviously he's picked up damage, or he might have had a stop go, I'm not too sure about that one. But definitely keep an eye on that. Do you think he would have made damage with him?
I think he
That's
did.
my image.
So obviously there potentially was contact then between Star and Kaiser, who are now 2.5 seconds apart again.
Yeah, Kaiser ball going off the track, nearly making contact with Dizzy Haskell here. Can he make the move here into turn 10 and 11 here? He's going to look for it round outside, but he's going to maybe try and get a better exit compared to Mercedes man and try and make something happen on the exit here. Sixth gear, DRS enabled, he got the slip from me, got the better exit. You mentioned this contact, he wants inside and he wanted it that badly, nearly hit him off the road. But he's sensibly backed out and he's going to get him on the exit here. A very hard corner, not normally used for overtaking, but he makes a move. No, he doesn't. They're still going side by side here into the penultimate corner here. Can Kaiser make it round outside? And oh, this is 11. Scartrix has now been involved in the battle here. Now, Kaiser Bob into the last corner here. They're still going side by side. Scartrix wants to move here. It is nearly 3 wide here going into turn 1 here. He's just going to think back better of it. That's Leaf Pratt going to be 4 wide into turn 1 here. Oh, this is going to be Scartrix and Leaf Pratt going for it as well. But Leaf Pratt is going to drop all the way down to P10. Kaiser makes a move up into P7. Dizzy into P8. And can Scartrix make a move in Dizzy? No, he cannot. Wow, that was so close between all 4 drivers there. What? That was amazing.
As I said before, in the qualifying cars coming out the pitch, you don't know where they're going to end up, of course, because Leaf Pratt's going to be on cold tyres, so he could have locked up so easily there. That could have been very nasty.
Dizzy, he's going to try it round inside. Dizzy cuts pretty early. There is contact. Dizzy going to drop back, and that's going to allow Leaf Pratt going round the outside there. Very unlucky there for Dizzy Haskell.
Somehow Dizzy stopped it spinning, and that's a bit of respect to him there. Oh, and he's good trying to get a cut back here on the... Oh, and he's going to move on the exit.
Yeah, not great there at all. Dizzy Haskell's race is going from bad to worse. There's yellow flags in sector 2. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, I didn't see that. No one's lost a lot of time. And Axe goes to 2.5 off the lead now, so he's closing in on JJ quite quickly. Pulled away from Rubbernecker, of course has that penalty as well. Jacko's out.
Jacko's out of the race. I'm assuming that's the same bit where his teammate binned it not long ago. He's put in for the Ferrari F1 team here. Will it be yellow flags?
Oh,
yeah, it's just on the left hand side just screen there. That's so unlucky. 2 Toro Rosso drivers.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Getting caught out by the same corner in the same race, so it's not a great race there for Jacko or Super Chippy or Toro Rosso in general. And they'll just hopefully try and get a better one next time in Bahrain. And now Dizzy Haskell actually looking for it, and Lee Pratt here's got DRS.
Yes.
But I think better of the move here.
Battle for 5th, 6th and 7th as well, they're all very close to each other again.
Yeah, really are. Obviously on similar strategies, all probably doing a 2-stop strategy, which really means that JJ and Axkev are on a net P1 and 2. So these 3, Rubbernecker, JJ and Axkev, are all in net positions, and C-Stealth as well, because they all are going to do the 1-stop. So JJ and Axkev are on a net 1-2 here for Sauber, but I don't know if the constructors are all waiting too much of their mind here. They both want this race for them. Axkev trying it closer to JJ Rock here, make the move here into turn 2. Will he make it? I think he's a little bit too far back this time around, but he'll definitely be setting himself up for possibly next lap here. He's got it low ERS, he's not going to make the move this lap, but keep an eye on this, because we could definitely see a Sauber, a 2-way battle for the lead here between the 2 Sauber drivers. Or will we see JJ just slip through?
Yeah, he's got next.
Could we see JJ just slip him through? JJ even just let him through? I could see it. Maybe just play a team game here. It could be in his mind, definitely. Now, field defence and just missed a peanut here for the battle for P5 here. They've been going at it all race here, and will he try it round outside into turn 2? No, he will not. But Kaiser going to try it down the inside of field defiance, but he's not too committed there, and he's going to have to stay behind these 2 for another lap there. And just missed peanut still going to lead. these drivers on for another lap at least
Oh,
in Ferrari.
Axel's in the wall, Axel's in the wall. At turn 11, on the exit, he got onto the curb and he's gone straight into the wall. And that is his race. Absolutely ruined. He's going to have to pit for a new front wing and new tyres now. That is really unfortunate. He was right on the back of JJ. I think the dirty air played a role there. Because he just went wide on the exit and just went straight into the wall.
Wow, that is massive for this race. This man that won the championship last season, and that is not the way you want to kickstart another championship winning campaign there. He's pitting, so is Rubbernecker, and what a relief this is going to be for JJ Rock. This is prime position now for JJ Rock to win this race, and he's going to look behind him with a sigh of relief to see Axel was spin it in the wall. We've seen the two Toro Rosso drivers do it earlier on, and now it was Axel's turn, and that just shows you no matter what quality of driver you are, you can still make mistakes, and you're going to have to do a change of wing, and they might actually come out outside the top 10.
Yeah,
no, he'll come out just about 10th,
Kaiser's
I think.
on the inside of Victor Clutch's block past his very good move, and now Robin Scar fixes just gone past as well. He's now trying on Kaiser. Bob again down the inside. There's a bit of contact and they both run off wide. Oh, and there's a spinner, and the Haas has gone around as well, nearly. Oh, that's very.
Wow, old driver. Yeah, not sure what happened there either. I think Scartrix responded, but he managed to keep it. But they were all very hard racing. Scartrix just tried to run him out of the road there. Then ran himself out the road there, and then it caused him to go into a spin. What a race this has been. What a way to open a season IRL. This has been great racing from all over the field, and let's hope we can keep this up for this season. We're only about halfway through the race now, just coming up for it.
Yep.
And we've seen a few crashes, a few spins, and definitely shaping up to be a great race here. Rubbernecker and Kaiser are going at it here for P6 here, but I think Rubbernecker doesn't get the exit he wants to try and make a move here. I'll leave Pratt again a little bit too far back, but I'm sure we'll definitely not be the last we see of these two going for it. We'll just stay on board with Rubbernecker and Kaiser Bob. Oh, yeah, that is good for Axel's race, definitely there. And they can now continue to chase this lead pack. JJ Rock pits. JJ Rock comes into the pits now. It'll be interesting to see when he comes out. He'll not come out into this pack, will he? He comes out ahead.
Yeah,
He comes out ahead of this pack, which is really important here. So this is a very commanding position for JJ Rock. This is his race to lose now. It is definitely his race to lose. Exactly. Well, Scartrix and Fatal to find someone after Scartrix up into P4, and he can now chase down just Mr. Peanut. I did not get that in the stream, I do apologise, but that's a good move there for Scartrix into turn 2, so he's now up into P. Oh, it's just Mr. Peanut, it's Rubbernecker, sorry, into the wall. That is his race, just went in tatters. He's going to be overtook by Axel as well. That is extremely unlucky for Rubbernecker. He just got in the grass and lost it into the wall there. That is a Haas driver's race, so ruined now. Axel will try it round outside here, but he's just blocking him. And he's out. Wow. Yeah, I don't like to say that was dirty, but that was slightly dirty there from Rubbernecker. He was just blocking Axel wherever he went there. And I think karma. I don't think that was really karma, but a little bit of unlucky there, but a little bit bad there for Axel.
I think Defiance made a mistake on the exit, I think, as well, because I think Kai's Bob's got past and Lee Pratt definitely has something to sort out.
Yeah.
So
Lee Pratt up at P6 now.
Yep,
definitely all failed Defiance running off the track on the last corner here, definitely struggling on this super soft company. Now look at JJ Rock, he's closing in C Stealth now. C Stealth is running very good races as well. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, did he qualify?
Very low. He was not even right back. So he's made up 14 places. You know, respect yourself.
Yeah, I think he did this last year. The Williams drivers, can't remember the other one, but they never qualified. I think he's keeping this up. I don't know why, but for some reason they never qualify. I don't know what the reason is behind it. It might just be for a bit of fun on that, because he's not a slow driver at all. But it's proven there. He's up in his P1. Obviously not going to win net. He'll drop down into, well, if I do leader, he'll drop down into about P9, I think.
Be around
P9, but that's still, yep, that is still some really good points, and there's still drivers has to pit, so it could definitely be a few other positions there for C Stealth. So a good day so far for him, but he's not going to be able to just chill just yet. He's got JJ Rock, the man who is hungry for this position, hungry for this one. A good way to kick off his season, definitely. He wants to kind of challenge for his championship. I spoke to him midweek he wants to challenge for this championship, and that's really a great way to do it.
Stealth's going to
Winning round 1.
Stealth's gone too deep
Yeah,
into the final
definitely.
quad. Kept it decent for that. Of course, it's always a risk when you're following a car closely.
Yeah, definitely the game isn't the most reliable thing here, but now GG out of turn 1 here, it gets a decent exit on the Williams driver of C-Stealth here. DRS enabled, ERS up and high, but he might just be a little bit too far back. It can be some Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive bomb. He breaks late, but behind him now Scarfix up, also up into P4, but Kaiser Bob here, well, he's right back down the inside of P4 for Scarfix, but I think he's not going to make the move down. Scarfix will, was it retain P4? I think he was already in P4. I'm not too sure. I can't remember.
No, I think
sure that one you've been
Scarfix
using
got past
picks up penalty, so
yes.
I'm not too sure. Not a great race here. P12, but 2 more retirements and he will find himself in the points here. So do not rule out just yet for some points in this race. Dizzy Haskell as well. Few people make some pit stops, make some more mistakes, which we have already seen at plenty of in this race. We could definitely see him.
Oh, JJ Rock's
mistakes.
got a
JJ Rock
3-second
picked up his
penalty.
first penalty.
On the
That
back
was
of
on the
Stealth.
exit at turn 11.
Yeah,
That
so
is
just a
not
bit of understeer from the
there at all.
dirty air. Easy to do. Of course, we had that with
Yeah.
Axel following him, and it ended up in a wall rather than with a penalty. So
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the penalty than a wall, to be fair.
yeah, a little bit. I'm sure JJ Rock won't mind though, because he's now got such better legs. He's just got so much more grip. His tyres are like 12 laps newer, and he's just gonna just still past it. He's got to watch out for his ERS. Yeah, easy under braking.
But he did run slightly wide to come out of turn 1, didn't he? I think he might have picked up a 1 for that one, I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
But I'm not sure, but I actually Scartrix in the pits, so
Oh, I was really close between Stealth and JJ. Stealth, I think on his older tyres, he got a bit sideways on the braking and nearly just went straight into the back of JJ. I just caught the end of that. It was really close.
well, Scartrix, the man who looked to be in a prime position to win this race, down in P8 now onto the apologies, onto the softest the hardest compound, which is the softs. And he really needs to push now if he wants to get any some decent points here in this race. He said he would be disappointed with anything other than a win at Active Curve there. The man he was challenging Scartrix all of last season for this championship. They make slight contact between the two drivers, and that is fake defiances round. Fake defiance has been sent into the wall there. That is really, really tough to call there between the two drivers there. Hard racing, which causes fake defiance to go into the wall, and Active Curve being promoted the position up into P6. I'm not sure what to think of that one
there.
there.
Again on the exit. He nearly lost it.
Yeah, I
down
know.
again.
Oh.
Again, also
that could be
these on the back of Kaiser.
Yeah, I realise the C-Stealth comes into the pits, so it's been a great first stint there for the Williams man, but he's going to drop all the way down to about P9. I think coming in around about P9. As he drops all down all those positions. Yeah, he could actually get some solid points here. Hits on the super soft compound. The Williams driver comes out pits here. It'll be P7, P6.
Yeah,
Very solid there.
Yeah,
but
good for him. Considering he started all the way down the bridge, that's...
Yeah, he'll come out in P6, but I'm sure he'll have Scarfix hunting him down actually on the exit. Will Scarfix try and get and on the exit here? C-Stealth obviously have a compromise line due to the pit exit here. Scarfix all over the back of the Williams driver, who doesn't have DRS as he wasn't behind him at the activation zone here, but he'll have to do a Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive from here.
Yeah,
he makes a move, but he doesn't commit fully here. He doesn't get that much of his car there in C-Stealth. He gives him the space, but he manages to retain that P6 for another lap.
Yeah, no, good racing there, no contact, left the room on the inside, and of course Scarfix knew not to commit too much because he'd end up right inside the C-Stealth, who's now going to be on quicker, fresher tyres to the end, and Scarfix will be hoping that obviously his softs are going to be a little bit better than C-Stealth's supers at the end of the race. So if you can just keep the gap pretty low, and potentially could see Scarfix getting back past Stealth, unless he does it now. So he's got really good pace and he's sticking right to the back. This could be really interesting.
Kaiser will win at the pits as well. On the super soft, from the super soft compound, he'll probably fit another set of the supers, I am assuming. So he's going to drop down, and it will be interesting to see if Scartrix and C-Stealth
Yeah, he's onto supers.
can get by him. Yeah, he's on the super soft compound. Now Scartrix can he get by the Williams driver of C-Stealth, but he looks a little bit too far back this time around. Now Kaiserov, where will he come out in relative to C-Stealth here? On your right hand side of the screen here, Kaiserov is going to slightly come out behind the half driver of Scartrix, but remember he is on the super soft compared to Scartrix on the softs here. Who are also 2 laps fresher, so really, realistically, Kaiserov really should be able to catch up to C-Stealth. I think they're very deep there into turn 2 there, so really holding Scartrix up here. I think this is holding Scartrix up a little bit.
Yeah, Scartrix does seem to be quicker on his soft tyres, which is going to be interesting because obviously these softs are only going to get better and better relative to the super soft of C-Stealth, so he cannot afford to keep sticking behind him. So he's got to make a move at some point. But then the gap to Axel is so big anyway, really much of a chance to catch.
Yeah, maybe look at the pace from C-Stealth here. Can they get a good exit here, come out of turn 11 here? DRS has been enabled here on the Williams driver, but he's not going to be able to make the move here. This time around he's going to have to probably stay for at least another sector here behind the Williams driver, and that's just Mr. Peanut into the pit straight on the super soft compound. Where will he come out in relative to Kaiserov, Scartrix and C-Stealth drivers? Very closely matched here. Now, Scartrix here, round 3 here, can he get by the Williams driver? And this will definitely be close here, just Mr. Peanut coming out. It might be on the right hand side of Kaiserov's screen here, but he's going to drop well behind all of them. Yeah, that'll be comfortably 2-7.
Anyway, either way, Scartrix right on the back, and he's got DRS now. He needs to be able to make the movement. He's just too far back. He cannot get close enough on the exit of these corners. And of course, 30 air does not help with that.
Yeah, definitely does not hit that at all here. Scartrix on the back of C-Stealth again. He's not going to be able to get by him for another lap. But I think, credit to C-Stealth, he's got a good pace. It's not like he's been held up at all here. So, very good pace here from the Williams driver, and I think I like to know if he's holding him up, because Scartrix can't get close enough to make this move, so
it's not too bad.
I think C-Stealth is holding his own very well here.
Gap to Kaiserov as well isn't really decreasing, so they're both running at a really good pace. Kaiserov, C-Stealth makes a mistake on the exit, gets on the curb. This is going to open up the chance for Scartrix. He can go down the inside. I'm sure he's going to make the place up. He does. Oh no! Really well defended from C-Stealth on the outside. That was really good there.
Yeah, what a recovery that is, and that's allowed Kaiserov to get right in the back there of the Haas driver of Scartrix. So he won't only have to fought behind him, but he'll also have ahead of C-Stealth. He'll also have to look behind to Kaiserov. So this could really play out to be a great race here between all these drivers. Indeed,
and yeah, it's opened up Kaiserov. He's got up a second in that last sector alone. It's just that fast going. It's put him right on the back. And of course, yeah, as you said, Scar now has to look behind him as well, over his shoulder and up in front. And that's an awful position to be in as a driver. Yeah, awful position to be in as a driver when you've got when you're right in the middle of that pack. Because you've got to be checking behind you for when they're streaming DRS in you as well. And if they outbrake themselves trying to make a move, they can end up taking both of you out.
Yeah, and apologies about if you had any noise there on my phone. Don't ask what that was.
Yeah, it's no real battles out of track. Fatal Defiance is within nearly a second of Ferrari at 19, but yeah, the main battles between Stealth, Scar and Bob at the moment. Poor exit, he got on the curb. It's going to open up Scar again. Yeah, Bob's a little bit too far back to be a massive threat. He's still there.
This is looking like Scartrix's main opportunity out with exit turn 11. C-Stealth doesn't really
Bob's going for it
as the best of exit.
That was very close.
Oh, Ferrari fun from fixing penalties with it. But it looked like he's going for the move there, but he doesn't really commit to it too much, and he's going to have to stay behind the half driver of Scartrix for another lap now. At turn 1 here, can they get a good exit here? Can Scartrix get a good exit on C-Stealth? Look at Kaiserov's exit. He's all over the back of Scartrix. He's going to defend inside. He's going to try it round the outside now of the Haas driver here. On the brakes, can he make the move? No, he cannot. And he's going to have to stay behind this Haas driver of Scartrix for another lap, and these three running very close in Fatal Defiance. And Ferrari F1 team going up for P9, and Ferrari F1 team, but it's very very early, but Field Defiance goes off the track, but the F1 team is impeded for another lap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to look at, actually. And of course, Field Defiance just on those quick tyres, and he's hopefully going to try to pull away now. He's just got a break DRS, and he'll be assuming good to go. Yeah, he's pulled out DRS now, he's fine. Hope that's not a commentator's curse, but yeah, hopefully, yeah, he'll be able to pull away now. And of course, he's got to try to a good couple of points there. Got to try to keep it. Doubt he's going to be able to catch up with Optic Blades, who is back in it. He's had some good pace there since he was so far back after disconnecting or leaving, whatever happened. Anyway, Scar and Stealth are still just following each other. They're still chasing each other, and DRS again. Kai's Bob's a bit too far back here, so this is less pressure for Scar. So he's going to be able to commit a little bit more and know he can get away with it. That's what we need to see. Takes a little bit less to curb at turn 1, and Bob gets a 3-second time penalty as well. I think that's his first one. So I think all of these drivers, Stealth, Scar and Kai's, are all on 3 seconds worth of penalties.
Wait, actually, could you check the penalties of the top 6, please?
Yes.
That would be very useful, as there's not over too much.
Yeah, JJ is on 3 seconds. Lee doesn't even have a warning, which is very good.
Very good,
yeah, Axel doesn't have a penalty. Stealth has 1 penalty. Scar has 1 penalty, and Kaiser Bob has 1 penalty.
Okay, so Lee and Axkev could be a very good battle here for P2, and that's really interesting. But talking about going further back to P4 and P5, yes. Scartrix all over the back of Stealth here. Can we move here? Stealth kind of parks in the middle of the track here. Scartrix is going to try it round outside here, but it's very well defended by Stealth here. And he's going to stay in P4 for another lap, or at least a second. Now Kaiser Bob all the back of Scartrix to go down the inside here. And the penultimate corner contact between the two drivers here, but he's going to try it round outside here of the last corner here. Scartrix is going to leave him bare minimum room here, but he's going to stick it, even getting a tyre on the grass here. Now into turn 1 here, these drivers going side by side. This is allowing Stealth to get away as well here. Now Kaiser Bob here on the switchback here. What can he do on the half driver here? He's got DRS enabled again, but Scartrix has DRS. On the Williams drivers, it's going to have to be round outside. He's going to have to be brave on the brakes here from the McLaren man here, but not that brave as to commit a little bit more than that if you want to make a move there on Scartrix. But definitely a valiant effort there from Kaiser Bob.
Mr. Peanut has caught up as well to the back of this. This could very soon be a four-way battle. He's caught up about 2 seconds in the last 1-2 laps, so he's on the freshest tyres out of all of them, on the softest compound. Out of all of them. So he's going to have the pace, and he's proven himself to be quite quick this race so far. He's been up there, so it should be really interesting. Of course, Scars on the back of Stealth still. He just can't seem to find a way past. They're so even on pace, but he just cannot find a way past. He's got no ERS left. He's on maybe 10%, and Stealth's managing his very well. He's still on over 50. Yeah,
and just a quick heads up, Axcurve is really closing down on Lee quick now. Lee obviously in 3 lap holder shot here, so this could be a battle really keep an eye on. Axcurve obviously has had a pretty good recovery race from that mistake he made earlier on in the race here, so P2 would be a very good. Obviously penalties, none of these drivers have got any yet, so this could be really interesting for these two drivers to see what they can do.
Turn 1, and this is okay, surely around the outside. Starship Town is going to try to get it. But Kaiser Bob's right on the inside here. He's looking for it, and there's Scar round the outside. That's a really good move. But will Stealth hold it? No, he can't. There's some light contact, but there's nothing too bad there. And that is Scar back in front.
P4 for Scartrix. Sees down a valiant effort. People tries it back down the inside here. He cuts the corner. It goes in the grass. Scartrix goes off. Kaiser Bob gets by 1, and can he get by Stealth? Stealth makes a mistake. Contact between the two drivers. Just Mr. Peanut getting involved now. Up into P4. Axcurve gets his penalty as well. But Scartrix up into P4. Just Mr. Peanut at P5. Kaiser Bob P6. Stealth all the way down at P7. Well, went from P4 to P7, but can he make it P6 now? No, he's not. But I'm not too sure. I think that was a little bit too audacious there from Stealth.
I'm not sure what happened, but it's definitely just on the grass on the inside, so it'd be interesting to... and Scar and Peanut battling. Getting Bob right in this.
Yeah, now Mr. Peanut Wally tried down inside of Scartrix here. I don't think he
Oh,
will. Obviously,
oh,
he's
it's a spinner. Nearly.
Oh.
Oh, well held from Mr. Peanut there. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, Bob just outbroke himself a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what happened there. I was just on board with Mr. Peanut. Now, see, Stealth trying down inside the Kaiser Bob Wally making a dive bomb. No, you'll not.
That's not good.
But I was just on board with just Mr. Peanut, and he just kind of got a big hint up. I shut up the rear now. Axkev all over the back of Lee Pratt now. For this P2, if he wants to make this P2, but you'll have to get by him fairly soon. Then make that 3-second gap.
That's going to be, if he can do that in the next 4 laps, that's very impressive. He's good again.
Now, round outside here of the force in the driver. These two went toe-to-toe for full season contact between the two drivers. Lee into the driver, silver driver of Axkev, causes it to go into the wall there. But now can Axkev try it back round outside here of Lee Pratt. On the exit, can I get a switchback at least here? On the switchback here, can Axkev make the move here? No, he cannot.
No, he cannot. That's surely secured P2 for...
Oh, Mr. Peanut and Scartrix here going at it. Scartrix runs slightly way down the exit of P11 here, turn 11, sorry.
Got
just
the inside line.
Up at P4 and at the braking zone. Scartrix has nothing to say here, but on the exit here, he's got a bit of exit here. He's got to try it back down inside here. But Mr. Peanut, he's just enough room, but gets in the kind of gravel there, but he manages to keep it. Oh, no. Scartrix big moment there on the exit. He's dropped a few positions down at P6 and will even be vulnerable to see Stealth here. Nah, he won't. He's a little bit too far back.
Now, yeah, he just lifts up the rear.
Lee Pratt made a big mistake. Lee Pratt's made a massive mistake actually. Lee Pratt has made it's 2.9 seconds.
Yeah, there's that 3-second gap.
Very bad there. Axkev must have made the move on Lee Pratt. Lee Pratt's made a massive mistake here. And there it's a 1-2 for Salva.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a very good question.
We'll have to see, obviously, if the stewards need to look at anything, they will, and that will be sent in, but we shouldn't assume anything happened. Maybe just a mistake, but very, very costly mistake. By the looks of it, he's still going to keep the podium. He's got a good 15-13 second lead ahead of this Peanut. He's not closing in too quick, so good P3. But as you said, Salvo 1-2. That's very impressive because Axel from the back of the grid, he's really clawed this back, and then, of course, after his mistake earlier as well, he was in the wall and he had no front wing and had to make his pit stop and he clawed it back, so respect to Axel, he did a good pace.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a good recovery drive there. He's still going to get P2. Sorry, as things keep going the way they do. But like that mistake there is going to cost him that second place in the podium, but at third place he would still be more than happy with, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, look, good way to start any season, of course, getting a podium, and it puts you in good stead for the championship. So, of course, any driver, their main goal ultimately is to try to challenge. If they can't, they know podiums is good, and top 10 finishes is, of course, very good. And oh, here we go, actually, Kaiser Bob and Mr. Peanut. There's a bit of contact, but Kaiser Bob makes a move. No, Peanut keeps it running, and Peanut backs out with that. So whether Bob has more penalties or not, and Peanut, I'm going to check because it was weird to see Peanut back out of that. Yeah, no, Peanut doesn't even have warnings. That was weird. No, other way around.
Definitely
Peanut doesn't have warnings. Peanut doesn't need to make the overtake because Bob has the penalty to be fair, and Scartrix doesn't have it.
It's really risky there. Just keep fighting him. It's nice because he really push here to try and keep that 3 seconds between Kaiser Bob. Sorry, there. Kaiser Bob, a really quick driver, but so is Mr. Peanut here, but he's a bit under pressure a little bit from Scartrix. And that's the last thing just Mr. Peanut wants here for this race, is more pressure. Newton picks up a 3-second penalty, that's further back. I don't think points will be in the card here for the Ferrari driver. Now,
Scartrix has a penalty as well. So
Mr. Peanut could get P4 with a bit of luck. If he can he should get a P4. If he can stay with Kaiser Bob for at least 2 laps, he should have this in the bank.
You see Stealth's just a bit too far off at the moment. Well, no, it's just within a 10th of getting that position off. No, he's not, just Mr. Peanut does not have it, so he's fine. Stealth does.
Oh, Mr. Peanut round outside the Kaiser Bob. He looked for it round outside there, but he's not going to.
He doesn't really need to be fighting for this. He doesn't need to be doctor. Of course, we don't know if he knows that the other two have a penalty though, so
he probably will. I'm assuming he will. With things like Jeff and that.
Yeah. He's got no ERS though. He's on 3%. Oh, he's making a dive. Oh, really well done.
Exit loses it. And I can allow Scartrix to come back here into the tricky turns of turn 11, 10 and 11 here. Can Scartrix going to back off actually? Very sensible there from Scartrix. Doesn't want to really get himself in any more incidents there. And he's going to have to, I think he's really going to have to back out of that overtake.
So yeah, not back. This could, yeah, I don't know if it's going to change so much. Just misreading that he just needs to keep within that 3 seconds to Kaiser Bob and he's fine. But of course, if Scartrix and Kaiser Bob, they're on the same penalties, so I doubt at this point they're going to be racing each other as we're coming onto the last lap now. Scartrix might, I wouldn't say back off, but just not really go for it because he's got no ERS left and he knows he has a penalty. Maybe he doesn't know, just misbeing that doesn't have a penalty either, so it depends. And C-Stuff's got another, so that puts him out of contention of gaining any positions here through penalties, which is unfortunate for him. And yeah, I can see it's going to end this way, unless anyone makes any major mistakes.
Yep, and I am on board with the man that is gonna win this race unless he bottles it in these last few corners.
Just
JJ Rock's a man driving for Sauber. It's been a very comfortable race since Axkev spun the car here. Coming around the last corner here, he's gonna win round 1 of IRL-Europe. He nearly bends it on the exit.
I can see that
bad there. But take it in, JJ. What a way to start your campaign off, and if he wants a challenge for a championship, that's the way to start it off there. His teammate Axkev to make it a 7-2 and comes from in P2. Lee Pratt. A little bit far back into actually Mr. Peanut. Kaiser going for it, but nah, he's not. But Lee Pratt comes from in P3. It's still a podium. Not a bad way to start off your season at all. Well done, Lee, for the podium. Kaiser up here. P4, it's not going to be P4 in the line to just Mr. Peanut. He's going to try down inside, but he's going to be promoted to P4 anyway. Scartrix is going to get P6. Kaiser up in P5, Optic Blades here. He's going to come home in P7. It's not bad for Force India P3 and P7. Optic Blades here, coming across the line. He weaves across the line in the light. Good there from Optic Blades, some solid points there. Now, failed to find Silver, actually ran out of fuel.
But out of fuel. No, for always too far away.
He'll be fine. Yep, actually, C-Stealth is out the race.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
When did that? I did not see that. When's this? How did we miss that?
Now, Ferrari F14, he comes across line to P9. Dizzy Haskell, he's going to get points. C-Stealth's retirement on the last lap, he's going to get that 1 point. I apologise to C-Stealth because we have completely missed that.
Yeah. Last time I must have been out of the final corner or something because I looked up and he was still there.
That'd be disappointing.
Wow.
That is going to be extremely disappointing there for the Williams driver, but looking for another one there. Great there for Sauber, great from JJ Rock and Axkev there. Getting a 1-2 for Sauber and Lee Pratt coming home in P3. And what an Australian Grand Prix we just had. Yeah,
that was what a race that was. It was racing constantly because we had that lovely freeway train. That was a really enjoyable race. And I've got to say, first race for me even commentating, it wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, definitely. I should have probably mentioned that. That was Antos Beacon's first ever commentary. I think he did a pretty good job, and I think he should do it later on this season. And that is the drivers that have joined the party now. We've got Axkev and JJ Rock, and hopefully we can get Lee to join the party fairly soon. But I think we can just get them going, and I will just make sure JJ's here. JJ, are you there?
Yeah.
Right, just make audio. That is a start.
Are we not inviting Lee?
I am inviting Lee, he's just not joining. Try and invite him as well if you want.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Well,
yeah.
We can get this interview going. So, first of all, congratulations on the win. We could say it's a pretty comfortable win there, but just talk us through the race and how it kind of played out for you.
Yeah, I think the race went pretty well.
Yep, he died.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay, hey,
Yeah.
yep. Okay.
Most people got a better start ahead of me. I got a decent start compared to the runners behind me, so I stayed in fourth. And then as we get into turn one, I broke around the same time as Lee. I don't even know whether I hit him, but on my screen I didn't hit him because I didn't feel any vibration, but I saw him go around, which was obviously quite annoying.
Was
Well, I might have hit him. I don't even know. If I have, then yeah. If I did, then I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. From then on, I was just kind of staying as well, trying to keep the car on track really, because I hadn't done much practice.
Yeah, well, we've seen so many kind of drivers, make mistakes in that exit at turn 11. We even see your
Yes.
teammate Axker make a mistake at one point. You kind of talk us through how hard it kind of keep the car on the track, not get any penalties as well, and kind of just make sure you kind of bring the car home with four wheels.
Well, I was about to let Josh through when he had his moment. He came behind. I don't know whether I was going to let him through or not, but he told me he might get me on the straight, and then all I see is his car turn around. So, but yeah, I think from then on, after Josh spun, there was really no threat. So I just cruised and made sure I didn't, well, get involved in anything. And then I saw it was between Josh and Lee for second place, and I don't know what happened there. So.
Well, we're going to look on to next week for Bahrain. What are your hopes for this race next week?
Bahrain's one of my favourites. I definitely don't want to get into any contact like this one. I mean, I'll probably it was obviously contact on probably from all screens turn one, so I'll probably accept some kind of penalty from that. But I'll probably hope to keep it clean mostly. I think I'm pretty quick around Bahrain, so be looking for another podium really.
Yeah, definitely. And that can conclude your interview unless, Antov, do you have anything else to add?
No, yeah. I want to say well done on. That was a very good race. Solid pace and yeah, good race.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, Antov, I'll let you lead the way for Axkev.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. What happened on the exit of turn 11?
So basically, obviously you can see I was gaining on JJ quite a lot. I don't think, I think it was more of a mixture of dirty air and tyre wear. So as I came up through the fast left and right-hander, through the left-hander I could feel sort of oversteer, but I didn't really say much about it. Then the mixture of dirty air just meant that as soon as my car straightened or tried to straighten out, the rear just overtook the front of the car, and yeah, I couldn't control it. I tried to save it, slammed on the brakes as soon as I could, but I thought it was going to be the end of the race. I thought my wheel was going to come off because that's the exact same thing I did in quali. But
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, right. Yeah, I mentioned on the stream. I thought it was you got a bit of understeer in the dirty air, but could at the end of the season, obviously, as JJ's just said, he would have let you pass there. Could this be the win that got away?
I wouldn't look at it like that. I think there's obviously 11 more races, and me and JJ are very closely matched. I think Australia was definitely a good race, P12 to P2, but I think that JJ and I will have a lot more scraps throughout the season.
Yeah.
Australia, I think should have been my race, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I just want to congratulate JJ on the win.
Yeah, no, I want to say, yeah, you drove a good race, and yeah, obviously minor take away that big mistake. And of course, you started near the back, so obviously you got to be quite happy with P2, and it was a fairly consistent race. Obviously, quite that one little accident. So right, if I can move on to Lee Hip. First of all, I want to say definitely Mr. Consistent, because you managed to not get one warning throughout that whole race. That was
yeah.
So, yeah, did you have too much to do that race? I didn't really notice you too much, but it was
Well, yeah, I was I was there and thereabouts, just holding back, trying to save the tyres really,
Yeah.
just so I had enough tyres at the end. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just got spun around, like JJ said.
Oh,
turn
yeah,
one,
sorry,
so
yes, off the start, yeah.
Just recovery from there really.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good recovery drive. Yeah, sorry about the start. Yeah.
No,
No, I wasn't quite sure what happened at the start then. That was there was a weird accident. We just all of a sudden saw the force injury in the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't pick up any damage, like I just ended up in
good.
about 14th or something, so.
Yeah. So obviously, what's your hopes for the next race?
Just be consistent again.
Yeah.
Podium. Anything less will be disappointed.
Can't ask for much more. Yeah, no, very, very good race, and yeah, thanks for putting on the show, all of you. So, if you want
Sorry,
to,
I couldn't hear them.
yeah, you put on all three of you put on a good show, and yeah, you all did very well, and yeah, if Callum, you want to close it off?
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Well, that concludes the stream here for Australia here. What a way to start the season here for IRL. I would like to thank all the drivers that took part here, the 3 drivers that did the podium interviews, and I would also like to thank Anton Beacon. It was his first time commentating tonight. I think he did a great job.
Thank you.
And I would love to do it with you more times this season.
Yeah,
We'll see
I'd
you
love
the
to do
same
that.
time next week in Bahrain. And thank you all for watching, and goodbye.